Hey everybody, Doug here from 2 Plus Tough, hanging out again with Jack from Rerolling Once.
Hey, it's me.
It is in fact you. And so we are just going to do some Halloween hobby hanging. I don't really have a script or a plan for this one, but yeah, I thought we would just hang out. What are you working on tonight?
Ooh, I just got some, not bleak swords, but bleak swords with spears. What are they called? Bleak
Uh,
spears? The Darkling Coven guys that aren't the shades who have the crossbows and not the sword guys. I got the spear version. Like for CDC Sigmar, I definitely plan for this to kind of be a army for the channel for
yeah,
rerolling one.
for sure.
Where like a lot of them, I play competitive as well, and like you don't see my Stormcast on rerolling ones that much because I find that competitive games can be unfun to watch,
For sure.
especially if it's like a competitive game army versus non-competitive army. Those are really, really not fun to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so the Cities of Sigmar. There's so much in the army, and it's just kind of like this huge sandbox that you have to play with.
Yep.
And so I kind of just check eBay every other day or whatever, see if I can get some good deals. It's not as easy as it used to be to get good
No,
deals.
not at all.
Like back when everybody hated Age of Sigmar, you could get it was just a wonderland. My closet of shame is mostly when AOS was bad, so I got a
Yep.
lot of older AOS kits. But yeah, for Season of Sigmar, I'm kind of just looking, grabbing stuff that might not be the best things. Like I have here 5 of the Dark Riders.
Okay.
Here I got 5 of those.
Yep,
I
yep.
actually had to go to a bits site and get a couple of bits that I think were missing, but they're not probably not the best thing, but they're cool. And they
Yep.
came in the pack where I got the 20 Dread Spears. Dread Spears, that's the name, right?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Okay, so got all those, and I got something in the mail today that I will open
Ooh.
up. Yeah, people can guess. It's definitely Cities of Sigmar, but I want people to guess in the chat what's in here. I'll open it in a couple minutes. But anyway, like I have stuff that I never thought I'd own. Like I bought a Durthu I'm in the middle of painting for a Living Cities build, and I have I have 3 steam tanks now and 2 sorceresses and just a bunch of. I'm having a lot of fun, and now I want to play Ossiarch Bone Reapers. Too much.
Yeah,
It's a good
yeah.
time to get. And like my
Totally.
brother's painting stuff. He's not his Seraphon, obviously. He started painting his Beast Claw Raiders. So,
Sweet.
but that was a mouthful. But right now, see, and I'm painting them the same scheme as my Seahawks colored. I don't know if you can see that. My Seahawks colored Stormcast.
Okay.
Well, my Cities of Sigmar is going to have the same scheme. So
Cool.
that's what I'm working on. What are you working on?
For me, I thought I'd take a little break from all the AOS stuff I was doing. So I have my Tau for 40k out, and yeah, I'm just kind of painting up. Like I grabbed one of those markers that like people use for like oh, looks like Jack just dropped. Um, one of those markers that people use for like doing like Gundam kits, and so I have one of those. And basically, I'm just doing some really simple outlines. It's actually one of the reasons I was very intrigued by this set, because I was looking at it and I was like, I think I said this in the hobby hall video I did, where it's like, man, all the work is done on this. It's all the basing and that kind of stuff. It just needs some trim done. So
Oh, I dropped out. I'm
what'd
back
you
now.
do?
I don't know. I don't think I did anything.
I was just telling people I'm doing some tile models, and I got those markers that people use for like Gundam kits, where you can like do the panel lines. And
Ooh,
so I'm
that's
just
nice.
going through and
Ooh. Oh, since you're here with me, can I see the fire slayers? I want to sneak. Oh, you do not have the medal sitting on top of the fair.
no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my goodness! Hey, let me see. Let me see the fire slayers you painted up.
Okay, one sec, they're behind me. You
All
chat and be
right.
entertaining.
Yeah, Doug and I have been in the process of buying each other's armies and trading and stuff, and so Doug and so 2 Plus stuff and rerolling ones. We made a trade. We got all the Maw tribe stuff, and Doug got all the Ossiarch Bone Reapers. But then reading the book, I kind of fell in love with the Bone Reapers, and then Doug is allowing me to trade some Bone Splitter stuff for the Bone Reaper stuff because he's a great guy. Whereas I think he can make think he can make some money if he actually sold, because he's not into playing the Bone Reapers. But if he sold them on eBay for like not Doug prices, he can make some money. If he likes me so much, he's gonna just let me buy some stupid orcs for him.
Well, we can talk about that. Actually, it's a good.
Yeah, you changing your mind?
No. I just so I'm gonna hold them up to the camera, make sure they're in frame here. Basically, it's the stuff that I did on stream. So I have the green tabards that match. Yeah. So I got the beards and all that stuff done.
Great.
Yeah, they'll match perfectly with what I painted
That's all I'm
before.
asking for. I just want the army to match.
Yep, and then your random affirmative action 3 black heroes are going to be leading. I cleaned up the skin a bit to make them. I kind of halfway did it last time, so yeah.
Nice. They're just the random ones. That's the Rune Stepfather there.
Yeah. Yes, the Rune Stepfather. There's a Rune Son and whatever the priest unit is. I can't think of his name.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I was able to get a couple good deals. All right, I'm going to open this up. What do you guess, Doug?
I'm going to say... Okay, wait. Give me the one hint I want to ask for. Is it on a larger base or is it like an infantry squad?
That's a huge guess, man.
There's so many of both. What are you talking about?
It's not infantry.
Okay. I'm gonna say whatever the Luminarch thing is, the big contraption with the bunch
the
of
Hurricane?
Yeah, I think so.
I already got one of those, so it's not that. I do, but it's a bigger thing. I'll give you a hint.
That's a huge guess. That ain't a huge guess.
It's similar to what I just got. The Darkling Coven. It's in the Darkling Coven.
Ooh, is it the Lady on Black Dragon or whatever?
Yeah, that's it. Gosh. Okay. I want to say his Instagram. I know his name. Painting Over Mars. What is that one?
Mars
My
Made Painting?
The Take Over Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, he painted up one of these recently. Yeah. Got this on eBay for $40. It's a good deal.
Nice.
Yeah,
a bargain at any price.
It's already open, so hopefully all the pieces are there. But it's not assembled, which is good, because I don't know what it is about. I mean, I tweeted this, but getting assembled models, it's like, does anybody clean mold lines? Do people just paint up their like? I'm pretty fastidious about cleaning off mold lines, and I get upset if I see I missed one. But do people just don't care about mold lines?
I mean, I don't. I cleaned up most of them, but I'd be lying if I said I really cared.
I mean, maybe I care too much, because when you play a lot, you realize, man, I'm just picking up these models. They're gonna die. They die. Nobody cares that I have. I'm not trying to win a golden demon. So maybe I do think too much about it.
No.
No, you're fine.
You're great.
Got me the Dreadlord / Sorceress on Black Dragon.
What you gonna build as?
Magnetize this thing. Take Over Mars. He's in the chat. Can you magnetize this so it can you can switch riders, or do some of the riders share body parts?
I'd imagine you could.
I don't know. A lot of the older stuff, they don't want you to be able to reuse things. And so, like, for instance, the Bastiladon, like, you can't, like, some of the pieces like switch, so you can't really switch it from arc to beam, because some of them use the same piece for the same thing.
Gotcha.
So they'd rather have you buy another one.
Weird.
You wearing a costume, Doug?
I am not. Unless I'm just dressed as a millennial.
I can go put on my work uniform.
There you go. Yeah. I'm dressed as the working class hero.
Yeah. I'm a blue collar guy.
Oh, that's funny. No. I don't know. We didn't have any plans this year. We honestly, You know us. You, me and Jess. We're not party people.
Mm-hmm.
We're stay home and watch movies people.
Okay. Okay, so I can magnetize. Looks like Takeover Mars is saying I can switch bodies, which good. And King Bread, he's saying he takes off mold line. That's good. I respect that. Yeah. I love like, but like, I don't think I would judge somebody if they had mold lines on their model. So I guess, maybe I'm thinking about it too much. All right.
Well, it. I'm fine generally with mold lines as long as you don't like pretend that it's built well.
Mm-hmm.
It's the equivalent of like pro painted you see on eBay, where you're just like, whatever, dude.
Oh yeah, pro painted. That's good. Yep, that's good. So I am moving at the end of November.
Yeah.
So this is the last time. You'll see battle reports from this channel, and if people are interested because I know we have pretty much all the fans that we have are also fans of you, but not necessarily the other way. But we haven't had a battle report because we filmed 2, and 1 I just wasn't really. It was a great game, but I just didn't like the quality of the video. And the other one we got a gimbal, and the gimbal works awesome, but we didn't realize that you can hear the gimbal moving as you move the thing. And so we're listening to the bat rep and you hear just this weird noise in the background. Like, what is that? Turned out it was the gimbal. But we are because we've never spent any of the money we've gotten from YouTube on anything. It's just been sitting. But we bought a new camera. So it's just now we have to get all this stuff set up and whatnot, or we're buying a new camera. And so, we're taking steps to improve the channel.
Sweet.
And so there's been a hiccup over the past couple of weeks because we had 2 bat reps that just weren't very good quality. So
yeah, it happens whenever, there's always that weird, like, we're making things better, but in the meantime, things are going to suck. There's always that weird gap where I had the same thing when I moved into this place. The first 2 weeks, just like nothing worked because I tore it all apart. Mm-hmm. It's like, this sounds awesome.
You'll be like, I know you've been like, just you've had some like stuff that come up that like just throws a monkey wrench in your plans. Like, oh, I'm going to do all these battle reports, and then a book or not battle reports, but lore videos, and then a book that was told that is on its way just never shows up, and you're like, I had all this stuff planned, and now I just have to have Jack on to talk about himself moving and whatnot.
That's exactly my problem. Right now I'm drowning in books. That's the opposite right now.
Yeah. Man, I was like, I was waiting for this lore video this week. I thought you were going to talk about Maw Crushers or something.
Oh, yeah.
Phone Call Raiders. I said, I don't care about Collegiate Arcanum anymore, man.
They're dead to me.
Come on, man. I want to know about these Ogre Maw tribes. Expect me to read the book that's sitting in the other room?
Yeah, I learned my lesson with where I lived last, where if you get the book and try to do lore videos in the same week, it is rough.
All right, we got a question from Spezia Poet. Doug and Jack Me. Elite shooting armies, not Stormcast, Skaven, or KO for our new awesome person asking. Out of taking those ones out, Cities of Sigmar, I would have to go there.
Yeah.
Cities of Sigmar, there are some nasty builds, especially with the dwarf Drakefire guys.
Yep.
Like in living cities, just pop them up and shooting, or using the living bridge to get them close. Cities of Sigmar, there are definitely some nice shooting armies. I'd go with the Drake, the Iron Drakes, the Sisters of the Watch, the Shadow Warriors who can teleport around. There's some nasty shooting in City Sigmar. That's kind of the reason where I'm eyeing them for my next competitive army, because it's just like a side grade to my current way I play my Stormcast. So it's pretty easy for me to switch. But yeah, City of Sigmar is very shooting. As far as I don't know how elite Cunning Rook is, because how is Cunning Rook? There's a lot of shooting in that.
Well, I mean, sort of. So, like, it's a lot of dice rolling. um, so it ends up being, what, 60, I think 120 shots you can deliver. 120 shots. I think on average it does like 15 wounds with perfect, like each volley. So that would be 15 rounds and 15 shots in one. Yeah, so I mean it's fine. It's not great. It's 18 inches and it's not elite at all. Like it is. You're looking at least what minimum 31 dudes. So
also, I can't talk about competitive stuff anymore. I fell out of the top 10 in ITC.
Yeah, you got to regain some street cred before you can bring that noise here.
I lost all my cred. I'm only 12 now.
Exactly. Remember that one guy who came in 12th place? Nope. Let's see. Some question about my markers. Yeah, they're literally called Gundam markers. I just got them at a hobby store that does a lot of kit building and gunpla stuff. So it's a lot faster than a wash, especially when so much of the work on these things is already done. It just feels kind of smart. So yeah, I'm going to do the outlines for these and then basically go back and do highlights around the edges of all the places. Just can't, let's see. Just go
Okay.
Beast Claw Raiders.
Mars is, oops, sorry.
Go for it.
Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you do.
Takeover Mars is talking about his cities list. It's 40 Dark Shards. That's a lot of shooting. 20 Shower Warriors, respectable. 40 Dread Spears, and 20 Executioners with 1 Black Dragon, with a Sorceress on it, a Sorceress on foot, and a Battle Wizard. That's 2,000 points. Do you have any endless spells in there?
Interesting.
Yes, I agree, Zaku. Those Iron Drakes are nasty.
What do they do? I don't think I've ever seen Iron Drakes.
Iron Drakes. My phone's not right. I'll pull it. Oh, here's my phone. They are nasty because you can know they get a lot of bonuses, which makes them even better. And off the top of my head, I think you can get them to 2 shots, 3s and 3s, or maybe 2s and 3s, depending on what city you run them in. -1 win, 1 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And but 2s rerolling 1s for shooting. That's pretty much you're getting like almost all hits. But yeah, they're cool models too.
Oh yeah.
You're living in the bridge and whatnot. You can do that teleport because the setup isn't a move.
Ah.
I was thinking because I have the bridge here. And I was thinking, it kind of looks like rib. It is rib, but it kind of looks like it might have meat on the bone.
Yeah.
And so if you used it in Maw Tribes, just paint it up like it's like a rack of ribs.
Oh yeah. That'd be amazing. Let's see. Let me put some of these away so they're not all up in my face. All right. Perfect. Yeah, no, that sounds awesome. A rack of ribs. Does that have practical uses in Maw Tribes, or I don't know anything about the bridge spell?
It's just pretty much it lets you move further along, but you can't run or you can't move afterwards, I believe.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like a teleport.
Cool.
Yeah, and what doesn't like it, but you have to be like all teleports outside of 9 at the end. So.
Mm-hmm.
But so I don't know how useful it'd be under Maw Tribes, but it would look cool like ribs.
Yeah. Cool. So, you know what city you want to build? Like in terms of like, I know you're doing stuff kind of for the channel.
I know like all of them. I know the ones I do like. Like I'm not a huge Magic guy, so just Hallow Heart doesn't really. That's like the best one, but doesn't really call to me.
Gotcha.
I do like Living Cities because it plays a lot like my Stormcast, and I love Anvilguard just because I love the lore behind it. You know, it's kind of the frontier. I think we talked about this before, and they have that cool spell. And but yeah, Living Cities, the ones that I'm not interested in: Tempest Eye, Hammer Hall, and Halahart, and Phoenicium as well. So there's 3 I like.
Cool. Yeah. As long as there's a few.
So, are there storm hosts for Tau? How does the Tau work?
Yes, I believe they call them septs. How they work, I don't know much. It's one of those things. So I originally grabbed my Death Guard, which you've seen, you play with a little bit, and for 40k, and I was like, well, I'm doing this because it's cheap. Like straight up, it's starter set army. A lot of ways to get stuff very, very cheap in that. And the more I was playing, I was like, I don't play 40k enough to spend time painting models that I'm not a fan of. And so it's like, if I'm gonna do it, like, get an army that I've always wanted to paint, or always wanted to own, rather. And so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna grab the Tau. So I don't actually know what they do. I've just always wanted to play with the models.
Gotcha. So Zaku just pointed out the Iron Drakes are 3s to hit, 3s to wound, -2 rend, 2 damage each, or 2 attacks each. Excuse me.
Nice.
1 damage. So it's if you have a unit of 30, I believe, with a 16 to 18 inch range. I can't remember, but again, with the bridge, you're scooting them up, or Living City, drop them back there. You're putting some damage on something. All right, Night take over Marge. He has to go to school tomorrow. School? I thought you had kids, man. What are you going to school for?
People who have kids go to school too.
Oh man, you have kids, your life is over. You gotta get to work. Going to school.
If I remember correctly, he wanted to be a history teacher.
Oh, gotcha.
Might be wrong about that. Let's see. Got this. Let me just grab a paintbrush right quick.
Oh, the Rune Lord is the one that gives him -2 rend. Thank you, Zach. We appreciate that. I'm building. I got this thing. I'm gonna build that. That's why I'm not painting.
Yep.
Well, I should be painting though. I got way too much stuff that's not painted, and so I need to not. But Shu said he wants to paint this, so if I get this to Shu, he'll paint it.
What is it? The dragon?
Yeah, it's one of those things like Shu is too nice of a guy to say no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I abuse it. I've done it before, thinking he probably doesn't want to paint this, but it would look way better if he painted. But I'm getting better at painting.
You are. You're doing fantastic, dude. If y'all haven't seen, like, Jax, you've been posting your free guild guys on Instagram, right?
Getting really good at painting eyeballs, it's super hard to paint.
I suck at it. I mean, I haven't done it yet. So you're one ahead of me.
I think it's mainly just luck, honestly.
How's it luck? You've been practicing for a while.
I kind of just start moving the brush towards the eye and pray.
I mean,
Jesus, take the brush.
I don't care how many golden demons people have. That's all of us do.
Like, you heard of Jesus, take the wheel.
Exactly.
I'm like, hey, grab my brush hand, baby. I need to get this eyeball.
You know there are times, and even like Vince Ventrella is like moving a brush towards the model, goes.
Yeah. You're holding the breath like a sniper in a video game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, got it. Whew.
That's funny.
So how is the Nergal coming along, man?
Oh, they're dead to me.
Like for real? I mean, I would expect you to paint Nergal before this Tau army.
Honestly, this is more because I have my big checklist of stuff that I was gonna knock out before I buy anything new.
Oh, gotcha.
And the reason I chose this is because it's really easy to do on a stream. It's kind of thoughtless. I'm just tracing with a pen, basically, and then doing some dry brushing. And then I'm going to see if I can get it to a point where I like it. But in addition to that, I also haven't gone through all the Tau stuff and weeded out the stuff that I want to throw on eBay. So this is partially to do that, where it's just before I go further on my list, get rid of the stuff that I'm not even going to worry about, kind of thing.
Okay. Jeremiah Hammer asked where I'm moving. It's not too far away where I'm at now. which I live like Seattle, suburb of Seattle. It's very close.
Mm-hmm.
But I am getting another room, going to a bigger place,
Yeah, yeah.
and so I'll have a room dedicated to like my Warhammer stuff and the table and cameras and whatnot for bat reps. So it'd be easier. So it doesn't look like I'm recording a game in my living room. It'll have its own Warhammer room.
Nice.
So it's that's the plan.
Jack's moving to the Warhammer capital of the U.S., Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
No, where the heck did you get that from?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of the place where Warhammer would have the absolute least hold. I was just thinking of a bunch of Amish people playing Warhammer.
That Eastern Hemisphere, I can get to all like we are. When you look at a map and look where Doug and I live in Washington, it's literally just the corner. There's like nothing close to us. There's like all these events. Like, oh, where is it? Oh, it's on the other side of the country. That's dope.
Cool. Never gonna happen.
It's a long drive to get anywhere.
It really is. Question: plan on building ogres with two of the feast sets, a butcher with a cauldron, a fire belly, and a starter for BCR on lava bases from the realm of fire. Is that a good list? Well, I mean, it's still in infancy. We don't really know, but that's a great army start. You got everything.
2 feast sets. So what's that? 4. I mean, you can make more Iron Blasters.
Yeah, that's what 12 gluttons, 4 blasters, 2 tyrants. I mean,
yeah, 2 tyrants, and you can have either because the kit makes the scrap launcher or the cannon. Will I say it's a good list? Maybe if you grab like a Beastclaw Raider Start Collecting box as well.
Yeah, that's what he said. So he said 2 Feast of Bone sets, a Butcher, and then a BCR set, which is like and a Fire Belly. That's access to everything. That's your spells.
Are you trading for the Ogre half? Are you splitting it? Because like it's one of those things where if you split Feast of Bone with somebody, the Off-Arc player is kind of robbing the Ogre player. If you do
a little bit, yeah.
So much of that box, the value is in the Bone Reapers. Like, because if you price out the Ogres, it's really not that much.
No.
So it's like, if you're gonna split it with somebody, you might want to, like, if they're reasonable, be like, hey, you're getting a bigger value, so let me pay less for this. But yeah, double cannons. Yeah, the scrap launchers they're not that, they're fine.
I have not even looked at their War Scrolls yet.
I haven't done a super deep dive, but like here's a preview. This is tentative. Brent is gonna go on Warhammer Weekly and break down the Mob Tribes book, and so him and I will get together and study that book up and down and see what we can find out.
Whoa, that's exciting! Brent doesn't really do stuff online outside of Reeling Ones.
I wanted him to do it.
I've been wanting to get Brent on this channel for so long.
Because he doesn't like you, man.
I know. I gotta go to my bottom shelf friends over here with Jack.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But anyway, that it's hard. It's like, what are you trying to do? You want to go to tournaments and like try to win the tournament, or sounds fun? Sounds like a fun army.
Yeah, that's the thing is I think it has options for things so you can try different parts of the faction. That to me is like, if you're just starting, I think that's probably the best place to start.
Yeah, it sounds fun. I like some of the like the lore and like the humor they add. Like, not everything has to be super serious when you play like ogres or Gloomspite Gits. Iron Jaws don't seem that funny.
No, they kind of took away some of the humor, I think.
Like these, like now Iron Jaws and like Bone Splitters are like, Bone Splitters kind of you look at the Wargog Prophet or the Wardock, they kind of look like they're dancing. That's kind of fun. But yeah, ogres to me are like funny. You can get those man eaters. They're all goofy looking.
Especially when it's so over the top and it's all about food.
Yes. And so.
Get that. Let's see what else we got. Doug, why no wet palette? Is there a reason or you just don't care? It is mostly the latter.
Yeah, he doesn't. He tried a wet palette once and had a bad experience, and now he's like, it's not, people find what works for them, And if it's good for you, no. Good is good if it's good for you.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't use the paint handles either. And I was like, why don't you use paint handles? They're awesome. He's like, it would slow me down.
I actually just bought one today.
Oh, did you get the red one?
No, I did not.
I just spray painted mine. Now I got the red one.
Everyone's a red one if you buy a rattle can.
Everybody go check out Doug's Twitter. He had that funny meme today about the start collecting paint handle things. It was good. It was good.
Yes. Start collecting paint handles.
Like I wouldn't even know how to like. I'm so old. Like I don't know how to make that.
How to make memes?
I just need to text you the ideas I have so you can make me one.
Do it.
I'm like, how do you do that?
I'll take all the credit. People are like, oh man.
Well, sit down, Grandpa. First you put the mouse. Right here.
Homepage? Where's the homepage?
Which one's any key? Oh my gosh.
It's awesome. It's sold out. Good luck finding Feast of Bones. It sold out instantly. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Good for you, dude. You well, we were able to get sets. It's very kind of GW. I never they don't send us models a lot. I mean, really.
The surprise, and we both got it like
on time, which is like record
for us because again, like we're in the corner of the country,
yeah.
And so we get stuff a little late. But we got it early, and yeah, it was like a very good surprise. And so
it was pretty cool. Let's see. Already paid for it. My friendly local gaming store. Yeah, so it's sold out online, but if stores pre-order, they can still get it. I mean, it's not like it's 100% inaccessible to the universe. Like I know my local GW, he has 4 coming, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to buy one more?" And I was like, "No."
Jeez.
No.
Gosh. I'm interested. Did you see the Nexus rules where everybody's kind of pointing out that it says you have to set it up before you set up terrain?
Oh, I did not.
Yeah, it's something I think they'll do an amendment to. Like if you're at a tournament, like use this rule or something like that.
Yeah. Interesting. No, I didn't catch that one. I caught the measurements, like as far as like the distances from the sides, but I didn't catch when all that stuff goes down.
I heard the rumor that trains kind of gonna go that direction going forward. I think they might have said it on Warhammer Weekly, but just like Zinch, they're wrong a lot too.
I know. It was in Corn they got something wrong too.
It's supposed to come at the end of the year. Sometimes they just wrong, but that's kind of like we're not huge into like, oh, what do you think, like predictions and whatnot. It's like, hey man, I will see when it comes out.
Yeah, my official stance is Pixar didn't happen. Let's see. Ben just joining us. Needed a hobby hangout. What's up, Ben?
Oh, Ben's taking my friend away with this 40K nonsense.
I ain't going anywhere. I'm so flippin' excited to play Iron Jaws and Bone Splitters.
Yeah. Doug and I are supposed to play tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not just play Age of Sigmar. Just play it without recording anything. I'm
so excited for that.
Yeah, it's like a different thing when you're recording.
It is. It's its own thing. It's its own beast.
Yeah, you don't want to. There's things where you're like, I want it to be entertaining, but I don't want to look like a fool. Don't want people like, oh, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Like, it'd have been cooler. If it
well, yeah, that's the thing. Someone was like, when I was on there with the Iron Jaws, I made a lot of mistakes that game, and people were really kind. They were pretty cool about correcting me as I asked for it. But the one thing someone's like, well, how come you didn't attack with your Mega Boss on Maw Crusher first? I was like, because I got 10 brutes that just want to fight, man. That's all they want to do. So, question for you. We can have a little discussion here. What do you think of this year's holiday bundles? Or have you seen them? I should ask that.
Yeah, I did. I bought the Seraphon one last year.
Yeah.
Because I needed the skinks, and then I just gave the rest to my brother as a gift.
Oh, cool.
It's weird now. There's something about me that it's hard for me to spend over $100 on something that's Warhammer. I don't know if it's like just like anything. I was like, oh, that's $100. I'm not buying that.
That's your breaking point, your number.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like, man, that's a lot of money for this plastic thing. So even though they start collecting, and I hate getting that many models at once.
Yeah, I get that. That's a legit thing.
Where he's like, oh, I got to build all this and paint it. It just seems daunting, but it looks cool. It's like I really dig the Dracolines. Getting 6 of those, hey, I wouldn't mind that. But yeah, so I like them. They're good. I'm not going to get any of them, but I like them.
Yeah, I wasn't. I feel like I wasn't as blown away this year as I have been in the past.
Yeah, I wish GW would start seeing those, sending those us to review.
Yeah, review everything that already exists. They would. Oh my god,
yeah, that was a very good bundle. Thanks, GW.
That's awesome. Now, like the Seraphon one was real tempting when that came out. That was a super cool set. But with these, I'm just like, well, I mean, I wasn't really on the hunt for an army anyway. But the only one that I had possible interest in was the Gloomspite one.
Yeah, I like that one too. It's very it's like all encompassing. It'd be kind of like if you had a Stormcast bundle that had some Vanguard, had some Sacrosanct, had some normal stuff.
Yeah. So it was just kind of everywhere. I was like, I don't want the trolls. I basically, if I was ever going to do Gloomspite to ally them into the, because all of the orc stuff can ally Gloomspite. Like I would just want squigs. Squigs and pigs. That would be my list.
Squigs and pigs. That's pretty good. I like it. I'll run in like destruction. I was just looking at Godrak. I'm like, what destruction list could I make? Because he has that ability.
Yeah.
And I was looking through all the big bads in destruction, and I think Godrak's ability, where you +1 to hit, would probably work decently on or you get a lot of value for the Loon Boss on Cave Squid, Mangler Squid.
Oh yeah.
Because it has so many attack profiles, and each of those you get +1 to hit.
It is true.
So, and it's a cool model. Isn't there some way you can make Mangler Squids run away after they attack or something like that?
That one I'm not sure about. Someone in the chat, is there a way to make them fall back after they attack?
Sorry. What'd you say?
Oh, I was just asking the chat your question.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't think we don't really have. Well, I guess do we have Gloomspite players locally?
Yeah, we got a few actually.
Okay.
We got well, people wouldn't know them, but we have several. Shu actually has a I would say 1,500 points of ogres.
Trogs, you mean?
Yeah. Sorry, Trogs. It's just sitting in his closet of shame. Well, at least like probably 80% of Shu stuff is painted. He has the least none. No, you have the least non-painted stuff, honestly. Then Shu.
Yeah, I think Brent wins.
Oh, has the most unpainted stuff?
Yeah.
It'd be between me and Brent. Actually, I have less stuff than I used to. Yeah, Brent probably wins.
That's funny.
And Brent ain't doing nothing right now. Why isn't he on the stream with us?
I don't know.
Oh.
Where's he at? The link's in the chat for everybody.
Tell him to get on the stream. Let me text him. He ain't doing nothing. He might be on a date. Never mind.
So yeah, I don't know. I just didn't fall in love with any of the boxes this year. I did notice that Night Haunt one. If you ever wanted to start a Night Haunt army, it is the best set.
Oh yeah,
because it's just like one of everything, which is like, yes, yes please, all of that. But that's the only one that really stood out to me.
Mm. All right, this is a question for you. Question for everybody in the chat. Oh, what's up, Omniphage? What is the army that you are least likely to play? Like you were no interest in playing. Like I would say all the death for me until Bone Reapers came out. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of interested in death, but I have no interest. Like Legion and the Gash, not interested. It's just never been like huge into the death stuff. What about you, Doug?
Well, if I include stuff I've already played, Beast of Chaos.
I could see the joy draining from your face as you were playing Beast of Chaos. I was like, Doug does not like this army. I didn't like the army, and I was playing against you.
What else? If we include stuff that I've never done, like stuff that I've never even been tempted by.
Dr. B is saying he'll never play Slanesh. Okay. You can get out the chat now. Okay, Connor is saying Death and Stormcast. Sorry, there's no need to apologize. I have a lot of Stormcast because it came in the box. Beast of Chaos. Okay. I don't know if he's saying Beast of Chaos he wouldn't play or he wants to play it. Oh, Chaos Army not interested in me. Flesh Eater Courts. Flesh Eater Courts is tough because I bought a ton, but like a lot of their models are just old looking. When you realize like where the heck's the detail? These like the ghouls are. I don't think they're that great looking. Yeah. But I could definitely see Flesh Eater Courts.
Do you have those with you right now? Are they still up in Canada?
They're still up in Canada. I need to get them from Sean.
Cool.
Oh, Carter says, but Jack, I want to play Corn after seeing your army. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. It's fun. Corn's is as difficult as you want to make it. You can do a bunch of combos and this and that, and this is because there's a lot of variety.
Yep.
Or you can take 3 Bloodthirsters and
and have no variety, but win.
What about you, Doom? What army have you no interest in playing? You're just like, no, thank you. Even if someone is like, yeah, I got this army for you, like, I'm good. Oh, he says KO. No.
I don't know. I can't even think of one.
Oh, Omniphage is saying Night Hunt. Later, Hugh. Oh, no, he said Night Hugh, not Night Hunt.
Maybe. I mean, honestly, I'd probably say Legions of Nagash as well. But I would definitely play like Flesh Eater Courts. It's not a death thing. It's just I don't want to move that many zombies, skeletons, anything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like the mechanics don't strike me as like this is fun and exciting.
Yeah, Horde. Yeah, playing Hordes on 25 mils. Like I don't know. I've only done it once. I borrowed my buddy Blake's Gloomspite Gits, and I don't know if it was because it was the 4th or 5th game I was playing that day. Mm-hmm. I moved. I tapped out after like 2 turns. I was like, I can't do this, man. This is. I think it might be a combination of man. This is a lot of stuff to move.
No, I mean it's a real fatigue, and that's the thing where I hit with like Beast of Chaos, where it's like when I was playing against Carrie and her Nergal, like she plays a very like defensive scenario kind of driven thing, like gets on an objective and just kind of grinds the game out, which can be super boring, but she's a nice person to play against. But the thing is like that's kind of all the Beast of Chaos did too. I just ran up, got to an objective, and then fought over control of them. Mm-hmm. But the difference is I'm moving 4 times the models that she is. It's just like no.
Ugh. Oh, we got who said Die Mongar saying Zinch. Mm-hmm. I feel you on that one too. Zinch is probably my least favorite Chaos God. I had a Zinch. I traded it for some more City of Sigmar stuff.
Yeah. Why do you not care for Zinch? I'm curious.
Oh, don't like their demons. Besides the Orgroid Thaumaturge, he's really cool.
Yeah, he is legit.
And the Lord of Change also. So maybe, but I just don't like the horrors, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more going on than those 2 units.
And being on the other end of Destiny dice, you're like, man, screw this. I hate this. You're back when Zinch was Zinch, and you're just like, oh man, a Destiny dice will just ruin your day. Like, oh man, that sucks. I I had this game plan, and you just used these 6s, and now it doesn't matter.
Yeah, except for that one time you got me back while you made me re-roll my 12-inch charge that I nailed.
Whatever.
Oh my gosh. I demand sympathy.
Ooh, okay. We got someone will never play Trogs. That's Spiazia.
Oh, Spezia, yeah.
Pronounce it. The poet. Oh, you'll never play because you want to buy it, but it's expensive. You might play it. There's magic wands and whatnot, genies. All right, okay. What is the army that you would love if someone was like, you can have one army fully painted? Here you go. What is it? I'd have to go with. I'll take Daughters of Cain. Just an army that I don't own, and somebody can say, "Hey, you want an army?" Yeah, I'll take some Daughters. They look cool.
Honestly, I would go Cities of Sigmar.
Cities, okay. Cities of Sigmar.
If someone painted like a fully, but it has to be fully themed. When I say like, when I think about like, what's the name of the free guild unit with pistols or whatever like that? Like the not on horseback, but the guys just walking around with guns.
Handgunners?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like if they modeled it to where like they included some of the old dispossessed gunner guys and like just like actually like infused all the different races together
as well. Like I have this vision, I want it now.
Yep.
I don't want to do the green stuff to make it happen. That's good. Yeah, Cities of Sigmar having.
That's definitely my thought.
Okay. What do we got in the chat? We got KO. So Spiazia, pro painted KO all day. Okay. Soul Blight. Interesting. What is it? Like Vargeist and Vampire Lords, Dragons, and Blood Knights, right? That's Soul Blight.
I mean, a snap of a finger, a genie wish is the only way anyone's ever going to get more than one unit of those Blood Knights at $100 a pop.
Oh my goodness. Okay, what else we got? Corn. Yeah, just a horde of barbarians. That'd be nice. Speedjaw. There we go. I got you. Ja Rule. Okay, and Legion Asgore. That is a good choice.
Yeah, that is.
Fully painted Legion Asgore. I'll take that. And especially nobody knows how they work, so you're like, yeah, this thing does the 46 damage. Like, really? Mm-hmm. Yep. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Can I see your codex? I don't have one. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's on the internet. No, you can't look at my phone.
And then if anyone complains, you go, listen, it's a Forge World model, okay? Like, of course it's broken.
Forge World.
And everyone goes, okay. Let's see what we got. Never Stormcast, Nergal, or Legion of Nagash. Yeah, those are fair. Yeah, I'm going to say cities if it is themed heavily. That would be my auto. And it doesn't even have to be like a story I create, just a lot of work has to be put into making it a very specific thing. Narrative, my favorite city is Hollow Heart.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my last city. That's your number one?
Yeah, I mean, just in terms of the story, like with all the magic stuff they got going on, and
maybe like I like their lore, but like I just don't. Not interested in playing a magic heavy army.
I don't mind it. I'd rather, it's sometimes it feels nice to be good at one thing, so that's all I have to worry about.
Okay, Mongars and Chaos Dwarves are making a comeback in Warcry. That goofy 80s cartoon dwarf.
Oh, I love him.
That's the underbite, man. That thing, I get. And his hair kind of looks like Captain Caveman hair.
Yeah, I love him. I was just thinking Captain Caveman, yeah.
God, that's an old cartoon. Sheesh. Look at us.
I mean, I watched it on reruns. You probably watched it when it first came out. I'm just saying.
This little guy. He doesn't know anything about the world. Oh yeah, he does have a pug underbite. He looks like that Pokemon. I don't know which Pokemon it is. Like a bulldog one.
Yeah, a little pit bull looking face. I don't know that one either.
Uh,
I know my original 151. I impressed my wife with that knowledge when we first met, and then I just stopped caring.
Oh, someone is saying what Joseph Zipperich ogres, but my ogres from fantasy have, and then it scrolled up, so I got to scroll up 1 second. Stop talking. Where'd it go?
Stop talking. Everybody, shut up! I'm trying to read.
Fantasy have to be repainted to be part of the theme I have in mind. What is the theme we have in mind, Joseph? I am curious. What is that?
You can't just drop stuff like that. Oh yeah, I'm working on this really cool project I can't tell you about.
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. What'd you say?
Oh my gosh. You're the worst co-host ever. I'm sorry, what?
What'd you say?
Oh, that's funny. Let's see. I'm a Blood Bowl player, so the aesthetic is a little too different from what I'm used to. Yeah, I mean, there's some old world style armies. Cities of Sigmar is a great example, as is Maw tribes. They didn't change terribly much from their old world counterparts. But it's funny you say that, because to me, Blood Bowl is the aesthetic that's out there, because it's, you know, Tolkien meets NFL.
Do you think they should keep Blood Bowl in the old world or ever move Blood Bowl to Age of Sigmar?
I think they should keep it where it is until nostalgia no longer has monetary returns, and then they can do whatever they want. I never personally found it to be a very compelling game. I know a lot of people love it.
Got one vote for move it to AOS. I've played it a couple times back in the 90s. I had fun. But it was like just like any of the ancillary games for Age of Sigmar now, I'd rather play AOS.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, honestly.
Like, I'm surprised. I'm like, oh, this is fun. But then I never set up, hey, let's go play Warcry.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go play AOS.
Totally. And
Maybe we should play Warcry tomorrow as well.
Do it.
Maybe we should play Warcry tomorrow.
Ooh.
There's actually a Warcry event going on today, but it was like
wait, today? Thursday?
I was treating with my kids, but I got off work too late.
Oh, at Mox?
Yeah.
Okay. I had no idea. Cool. Yeah, it's one of those things. I'm the same way, where it's like I don't already don't play that much, and if I'm going to, it's like, well, I really do want to play AOS more, even though, like, gameplay wise and the time it takes to play, in terms of like setup and teardown, like I think Warcry is superior in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
For me anyway, but yeah. It's like, but I want to use my orcs, and I want to use my war clan rules.
Omniphage is saying Blood Bowl isn't in the old world; it's its own thing. I thought it was set in the old world.
It's loosely based off that. It's because the idea is like it's the old world, but we settle our differences with football rather than war, and so it's
kind of like Spider-Man, but there's the Ultimate Spider-Man, and that's not the same as Spider-Man. It's like in a different universe.
Yes.
Like, gotcha. Okay.
I'm gonna say yes.
The old world is like World 616.
Yeah.
It's like some goofy wormhole world.
Yeah, we're gonna have a movie here pretty soon called Into the GW Verse. It's gonna feature Carl Franz going from universe to universe.
Yeah, they could throw the Warhammer stuff again. Just like, oh, it's a world, and oh my gosh, the old ones travel to different universes, and 40K world. Boom, crap over. Solved it, guys.
He's in what is it? So he falls into the warp rift in the old world, pops out a realm gate.
Yeah.
Goes through a different realm gate and gets slammed by an orc in Blood Bowl.
Ooh, I would love to see some Blood Bowl lore videos. Somebody just said the lore is hilarious. Oh, we got a question. All right. Speed Job Poet. Question. So my friends and I got some Warcry stuff and are setting up a narrative campaign with our AOS stuff.
Cool.
I'm thinking about pitching, having skirmishes, giving an advantage in the battles. That is a great idea. Oh, ideas of what advantage you can get?
What's the question? I'm sorry, I don't follow.
What's that?
What's the question?
Yeah, this is the question. What if you could use your warband in? So does everybody get to use their warband in the army if they win? Because maybe getting to use your warband in the army if you win might be a bonus, or maybe you get to pick an extra magic item, or your opponent has to lose a magic item, or you get extra command point if you win. Might work well. Stuff like that. I wish you could buy magic items in AOS. I would love that.
I think that's a big loss.
Maybe, maybe 20 points, 50 points, whatever.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. Some like when I do my Corvus Cabal, I always have like 25 extra points. It's like I would love to just buy something. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. You can have everything be so expensive that it's dumb, but it gives you something to do with some of those points.
Oh, I'm talking about in AOS.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry, I don't know about Warcry.
Carl Franz, played by Scott Bakula. Oh my gosh.
That'd be amazing.
You probably don't know who that is, whippersnapper.
Quantum Leap?
No, it's Captain Archer from Enterprise, fool.
What? Hold on.
It's been a long road getting from there to here. Some say it might be the best. No, I can't go there with the joke. Enterprise was all right.
Oh, yeah. He's both. Sam Beckett on Quantum Leap and Captain John Archer in Star Trek Enterprise.
I was joking around, Mister. Take everything I say literally.
Well, you're going to call me out of my nerd knowledge. I mean, you got to give me... You used to be like, yes, but he's much better as... Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like that interaction we just had was like you saying, "Do you know who Ben Affleck is?" And I said, "Oh yeah, from Good Will Hunting." You're like, "No, from his amazing career vehicle, Batman," which is just a colossal monetary failure.
Anonymous plays live. Question: Jack, what were dinosaurs like back in your day? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Oh man. I have the best chat ever. So what are you doing right now? Scraping mold lines?
Yep.
Exciting.
We can do a spoof song called Mold Lines instead of Blurred Lines.
This guy is looking pretty dope. What?
How old is Jack? Can science ever really know? That's messed up.
We're still waiting on the carbon dating results.
Oh, I missed a line, probably. Golly. This is Kick Jack and the Ding Ding Day? What the heck's going on?
I love it.
We do a re-rolling ones chat.
Exactly, yeah.
All three of them. Come make fun of you.
Just have a roast of Doug with 2+ tough. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have a roast. Does anybody else miss Katetsu? Because I should do.
Yeah, you know.
Katetsu wouldn't make fun of me like this. This is some BS. He'd be predicting stuff for me.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, Doug he's resting on his laurels. He needs some competition in the lore.
It's true.
We need Lore Master or Sotek. Start doing some AOS lore. Doug is getting lazy.
Yes, these are great.
I want to know about Beast Claw Raiders right now. Not next week. Not in 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, I mean, someone else can do it, but they're not going to be faster than me. I'm just saying.
All Doug's lore videos now are just, I have a playlist. If you click down the playlist, just go listen to that.
Because I've already covered everything, man.
No, it's 2+. Check out my playlist.
Exactly. Yeah, all my videos are basically just
Yeah, just give me an overview. Just give me a quick, hey, I did cover this, but this was what happened real quick in 3 sentences rather than a whole video on it.
Some people like to deep dive. I will say it's probably more important that I do that for the Underworlds videos because that's it's its own jam. But 2+ tough. It's basically just an entire, was it bibliography? Is that what it is? When it's all the crap at the bottom. Oh man, you're laughing about that, but I literally just wrote, see the notes down below for a video I was just writing notes for. Let's see, Spezia. What we really need is Arch Warhammer to do AOS battles from book.
That ain't happening. He mentioned that he might do AOS stuff, and his fan base revolted.
Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like if you spend 2 years crapping on something, all of a sudden people.
You can't back that bus up.
No. You can't back it up or pack it in. That one, no.
Because, like, I mean, I enjoy like some of his older work. Arch, like, yeah, he was a very useful resource. When I first got back in the game, like, okay, what happened? Like, who? So if it's all gone, all right.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, I was on Twitter and people like I'm not going to name any names. Were asking me basically to crap on him and his content. And it's like, no. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for him. Like, he did it forever ago. Like,
it's all still up there. And sometimes you want to listen to somebody talk for like, he'll have 1-2 hour videos and stuff. It's like, okay, just put it on. He goes in depth, has the background stuff and whatnot.
Yep.
But as far as his new stuff, like I like that 40K theories, man. And so I listen to them now for 40K stuff. I've been learning.
They're pretty great.
And just I'm not into live streams as far as video games and whatnot.
Nah, not my either.
I mean, that's for other people. I just don't like watching people play video games. Really.
In high school when I listened to, I guess it was, actually that's not true. It was probably like second year college is when I was really listening to Arch Warhammer quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And sometimes after a long day, you just want to come home, get on some pajamas, and hear someone say, "Greetings and salutations," and that's just the pick me up you need.
And it's like I don't mind edgy people at all. I did comedy for a long time, and I had friends who will say anything. Yep. But it's like when it becomes like that big part of your channel is being like political and edge stuff. Like there are people out there. It's fun. It's just I wasn't interested in it. I was interested in the more.
And that's honestly is like I refuse to crap on someone who's put out that much content for people that I even myself have enjoyed. But I also don't subscribe and watch because it doesn't interest me. I can be an adult.
I enjoyed like the stuff he did put out, but exactly. I'm not gonna like, hey, nobody watch it. There's some good stuff on there as far as his stuff.
Like a high school girlfriend, you enjoy the memories, but it's over.
It happens to everybody. You start feeling yourself, and then you get like, yeah, I'm the S, yeah.
Yep.
And sometimes you become a caricature of yourself. You're like, really? Did you really have to make a racial joke there, or you just this is what you do, so you have to live up to it?
Yep. Yeah, exactly right.
And that stuff makes me laugh, but I'm like, sometimes it feels forced. And I think forced funny is like, oh. Like in the video we put out today, I cringed so bad at the jokes you made. I think it was like 1980 fart. But I'm like, I can't, like, man, I don't think that's funny. But I was like, oh my God. Like,
critical dad joke failure. No.
Yeah, I wish we just rolled and I could have, like, what'd you say? You did not just say 1980. Really? Oh my goodness. That is. But I'm like, hey, man, we all have different senses of humor. We're all. And so it's like, I can't get, that's what he wanted to say. But I was looking up, I was like, ugh.
That was his magnum opus to the world. Was 1984. I love it. All right, so I got one vehicle done.
Ooh, Arvandis is good too. But it was one of those things when I I found out he was doing like fan fiction, I got way less interested.
Yeah.
I'm like, these guys, they're not even out in that. And I'm like, oh man, you wrote this yourself? And I actually talked to him. I was like, you write these? I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, that's really cool. I like that he writes it. I'm like, oh man, you got me believing stuff that's not real. But Arvandis is good too. West Coach, Doom and Darkness. Those are my Australian homies. They're good. I got to go down there, man.
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man. I'm like, that is really nice place. And it's like for us on the West Coast, it's like, hey, let's go down there.
I gotta visit. Go ahead.
Biggest AOS tournament in the world didn't happen the same day as LVO.
Doom says CanCon is the time. I need to plan a whole Australian vacation because I gotta go see the town where Catherine Knight, not serial killer, but murderer lady lived. I gotta go see Somerton, where the Somerton man is from. Mysterious death there. And then I gotta play Warhammer with a bunch of Australian guys.
Yeah, I just like that. Like they're known for, like, oh my gosh, this list is garbage. How is it like? How did it win this tournament or go 4-0, 4-1 and whatnot?
Dude,
when people saying, oh, that's just awful. It's terrible. Like, no, that's what I love about there.
So like, I genuinely, or generally, not genuinely, I generally don't care for like list review shows where you just like sit around and just talk about lists. Because honestly, and it's not because I don't think it's good content. It just, the kind of thinking that people go through when they're talking about like tournament level stuff kind of goes over my head, and I just don't get a lot out of it. Uh-huh. But every time either Doom and Darkness or AOS Coach would do like a tournament list review or chat with some other people, I am like entranced because they have, I needed some way to keep this objective, so I decided to take a Jabba Slice. And you're like, who the hell takes a Jabba Slice? You know what I mean? It's like the random.
I just love their positivity.
Oh yeah.
Even if something's like suboptimal or something, they're still positive about stuff. Where I think language is important, and there's a lot of garbage, and this is awful, this is terrible, this is broken, stuff like that. Like broken and awful. Those are the two things. It's like, hey man, it's like only Siths believe in absolutes, Anyway, there's always like, hey, I think, because what if that might be somebody's favorite model? The thing that you're saying is awful. Somebody may love it, and they enjoy you too. And now you're kind of crapping on something they love when they're like, oh man, that sucks.
I think that's the biggest thing. Yeah.
But he said that, this stuff sucks, and I have a lot of it. But I always like, hey man, what do you want out of the game? I always ask that question. Are you just looking to play for fun? And take what you like, man.
Yeah, no joke.
You looking to go 5-0 at a tournament? Well, that doesn't happen by accident. So you have to, like, this whole 2019 in the end of 2018, I was trying to get better at AOS. It wasn't just like, hey, I accidentally won a game. I tried to get better and get competitive and get better at winning AOS games. And you have to learn the things. And so if you're looking to go win tournaments, then it's like the internet's your friend as far as lists go. In practice or get a lot of games in. That's what I did. I learned by playing, not by like. So I'm like, oh, I kicked my butt. Yeah. Well, I'll remember that next time, and I won't do that.
Well, and you got your list to a point where you instinctively know.
Learn. Yeah, I know what my list does. I know everything it does. I know, and so I knew. I can teleport. I know exactly all the stuff my list does, and I became a master at my list.
Yep. Doom said you were on point.
Thank you.
Yep. No, you're killing it. Yeah, I mean, I agree. That's the thing. And that's why I decided with the next book release, whenever we know it's coming, I'm gonna read my book and I'm gonna go on a media blackout. Just because I was like, I I had this brief moment. It was very brief, where I was just like, I don't know Rob Simons, but I want to punch him in the face. But but that's not true. It's not true. It's just like the way social media, because if you don't know, he put a tweet there. It's like, quick review: Mod tribes are what is that? Awful, Bone Reapers broken,
awful and overpowered, right?
Yeah, and you're just like,
that's the thing I use. It's awful.
It's I say that in jest. I actually I enjoy what he's trying to do with the event coverage and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man, he is working hard.
Yes, and so
he'll say negative stuff, but he always laughs, so he says it in a positive way.
But that's the thing is like, there's no. It's not. I'm not saying like social media is evil. There's no tone, so I don't know how he said those things, and so we actually had a great discussion on Twitter. I was like, okay, so like tell me more about why you think this, and like,
was this before or after you threatened to punch him?
Before that didn't it just happened just now. No. Okay. No, he's cool, and he had some great points when he did his breakdown. But just like the knee jerk reaction, I was just like, no, why would you do that?
Bella Lost Souls, like YouTuber threatened to punch Rob Simons.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's all I need. Spiky Bits article. AOS YouTubers in a fury.
He's so spicy lately. He's just throwing shots at everybody.
Oh man. Well, the difference is I actually really like some of the stuff the Honest Wargamer does, whereas Spiky Bets, I'm like, nah. I'll always be spicy with them.
Come on, Warhammer hero, you just get a flamethrower, burning all kind of bridges.
Man, I'm happily married. I ain't trying to impress any women, and I already won my Warhammer Hero Award. Who am I trying to cater to, man?
Friends, I need some enemies.
No.
It's like a Biggie Tupac.
Exactly.
As a staff record label and as a motherfucker. You want to be down with Honest Wargamer? F you too. Dispossessed Dan? No, Dan is awesome. I love Dan. Dan is awesome. He only lives a few hundred miles away from us.
I cannot stress enough, public disclaimer, I like those channels. I actually watch them a lot. I'm not saying that I wanted to punch Rob Simons. What is it? Vince called him a terrorist. I don't know how that's even...
I just think he can, it feels very, you know how like Fox News and CNN will just say this most outlandish stuff?
Yep.
You're like, why would you say that? There's no like nuanced and just well thought out thing. You're just like awful over, just like it doesn't have to, the hyperbole, tone it down. I wish everybody would just tone down snarkiness and hyperbole. Those seem like they've had their day. Can we not have snarky with everything and have so much hyperbole? Like, oh, this is the worst thing on earth in the universe. This is the worst. They really?
But it doesn't get clicks.
Slanesh Paladin twice. That's worse than bladder cancer. Okay.
I haven't heard that one. What? Jack, you went full Tupac. Hit me up.
Oh my goodness.
I love it.
Tell us how you really feel, Doug.
I did. That I enjoy their content, but there's this knee-jerk reaction where I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah, it was like, what, man? What? Okay. I just think it was hilarious. He didn't have the point yet.
Well, and that's actually what prompted it. So I was chatting with you guys. I'm like, I really don't like how he said that this is broken and this is awful. Like, we don't know anything about these books. We're just, all we did was hear Ash read them to us like a grandfather, from Grill and Miniature Gaming. But then 2 days later, when he asked for the points for stuff, that's what prompted the conversation that actually ended very well with us, like, respecting each other, where it's just like, tell me what you saw without the context of points that seemed so bad with Maw Tribes and good with Bone Reapers that, like, you made those statements. And, he was a really cool guy about it. I'm like, yeah, that's okay. That's a very cool thing. Good on you. We had a good interaction. It was just really funny. I noticed, because if we're pointing out negative stuff, I can do it to myself. Where just as he made the knee-jerk reaction to be like awful and broken, my thing was like, no, everything's fine. It's like, well, that was also, I don't know anything about these books. I barely know how to read some days. What do I know? They could be.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at those Mortec guard. I'm like, that does seem a little bit broken.
They are a little spicy. I'll give you that.
Yeah, 3 up, re-rolling, 5 up, shrug, -2 rend. I'm like, that does seem pretty bad.
Yeah, you got to think about.
Well, I need a backpack. Rob had a point.
I think it was on Ben Johnson's Twitter. He posted a screenshot. Someone posted a screenshot of someone on the Grand Alliance forums who was saying that Ossiarch Bone Reapers are actually terrible, and he kind of listed off these like few reasons as to why they're actually a super underpowered, they're going to be pillow-fisted kind of army. And it was just intended to be like, look, there's all kinds of opinions. And I was like, I'm usually on the side of like, I've been telling people all week, no, they're not that good, they're not that good. And then this guy says that they're terrible, and I was like, way to make me switch sides, dude, because they're not terrible. Like, now I gotta kind of convince them, like someone that they're good, bro.
Back when I was still top 10 in the world in ITC, 2 days ago, and I said Beast Claw Raiders and Iron Guts, Gutbust. What are they called? What were they called? So yeah, they're in a better place than they were the day before.
Sure. Like
tomorrow when the book comes out, Beast Claw Raiders and Ogre Maw Tribes are better than they were, which is good.
Yep, absolutely.
Busters, thank you. They're better than they were, which is great.
Yep.
That's all you can have. They're not worse.
No.
They're better.
Yeah, I think.
But as before, they were like bottom. They were bottom tier.
Yeah,
but they're better. They are better than they were. But some people, just like when he said they're awful, but I'm like, they're not awful.
Yep. They were.
Like,
no, they were. I don't think they were awful before.
Voice in community, I'm like, man, don't say they're awful.
Yeah.
That's too much hyperbole. It's too much, But sometimes you got to get out there. You get not in, the tweet had a lot of traction and stuff. If that is that what he's looking for?
So let me ask you this: when it comes to, say. When I try to like review a book, for me it's less about effective because that's not the way that I think, right? Like in terms of like competitive and that kind of stuff, or like extreme list building where you kind of sit on a specific mechanic or something like that and pull and lean in real hard to it. My question is, I tend to describe armies as being fun or not fun rather than good or bad.
Oh, that might be interesting.
And the thing is that's such a weird, when you start defining things that way, you get into some weird stuff where it's like, Maw Tribes is amazing. It's a super fun book. It looks so much fun.
Like there's also, I wish people would say this more. It's fun to me.
Yeah.
To me. Not enough people say to me. Like there's always like, oh, this sucks. Or no, not even sucks, but this is bad. Or you can like, I don't, like to me, I don't, this doesn't speak to me. Like I'm not interested in this.
Yep.
But too much definitive statements. Bam, that's what we got. All you have to ask is to me, and now it's your opinion.
Yep. Yeah. No, but the thing is like then you look at some books where it's like it gets weird with definitions because let me ask you this: is Slaanesh fun?
To me,
as I'm making you regret every purchase decision you ever made.
Yeah, I was looking forward to Slaanesh, but then I played Slaanesh against my friends, and I didn't have fun in those games. Neither did my friends.
Yep.
It's not a very friendly, like, hey, let's hang out and play AOS kind of army.
Yeah.
Or even a re-rolling one style bat rep army, where it's like, oh man, this is not fun. Even though the Fire Slayers game that turned out to be fun.
Yeah. That was super fun.
But I rolled like hot Chinatown garbage. There we go, Vince. And And so it turned out to be a fun game. But I played games where it's like, oh man, I'm sorry, your stuff didn't get to go, and now it's dead. And then, oh, you did kill my guy, but I have enough depravity to get 2 more.
Yep.
Man, that sucks. That wasn't very fun.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Or like, if you describe things by how fun they are, all of a sudden that whole how we rate armies changes very, very drastically. Because to me personally, I would put Slanesh at the bottom, just from the stuff I've seen online. Like, I played against you, and I had an okay game, but that's while you were still learning the mechanics.
Yeah. Like, my shoot cast isn't fun. I can tell you that. That's not
exactly.
A fun
Yeah, it's great. It's effective.
Yeah, I've won tournaments. So when you're like, I love being at a tournament a lot of times, and you're hanging out, you're meeting people, becoming friends, drinking after is a lot of fun. Doing all that, and then when you win, that's fun. Who doesn't like to win? But it can be just say, all right, that's dead. And like seeing your opponent's like, oh man, word is dead. I can't do nothing. This is what shooting does. Shooting is just you take it in the cheeks.
Not anymore, man. Not with Iron Jaws. They get to move.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, what we got? I find playing against Sylvaneth boring. It's preach, brother. That's like the second thing I agree with Joseph. I am not mainly because I can't shoot through the forest.
I find them boring because I can't do the thing that makes my army boring. Oh, that's funny.
Oh yeah, I don't think they're broken. Spija, Poet. They are rude, definitely, but I don't think they're broken.
How would you define broken?
Yeah.
Legit question. Like.
I think Slanesh summoning might be broken. I don't know. Yeah, broken is like unfair advantage, maybe? No. I don't know. How would you define broken? Anybody in the chat? How would you? Destiny dice. There we go. Those are broken.
Yeah.
No. How would you guys define broken? I think there's always just like maybe stuff that they have to change, like a hot fix or something like that.
Yeah, because when I think broken, right, I think about like the rules for terrain setup that came in the GHB 2019, where like the game literally does not function that way.
Yeah.
Where it's like it is literally a broken rule. But people oftentimes just use it for like stuff I don't like. And
okay. We got a Locust diversion from Colin on a 2-up. I agree. I think it should stick to 4. I don't think you should get the +2 for a keeper.
Yeah, so is that what it is? It's 4 generally, and then +2 for keeper.
Ooh, I like Spija's definition. No hard counter, because I've played against Slanesh twice, and I got to tell you, with my shoot cast, those weren't close games. Like there were multiple keeper lists and stuff, and I smashed them. So killed all the heroes in one turn, and once killed all the heroes,
I remember that game because I was live streaming, and you're like, hey, I'm going live on Twitch, and so then I hung up this, and I think it was only like 25-30 minutes into your game, and you're already packing stuff up, and I was like,
yeah, like he went and I went, and then all his heroes were dead, and he shook my hand. This is on a live stream. And I was like, oh man, that's my fault. I didn't. Yeah, and it was just like, and like I played Slanesh at the tournaments, and it's just they don't have anything to protect their heroes.
Yeah. And
then I have a lot of mobility and a lot of shooting, so they go down pretty quick.
Yep.
So they do have hard counter, but I don't like the summoning stuff is kind of egregious, but broken.
It's kind of funny. Whenever a army that has had rules before gets a battle tome, I don't like looking at like people's responses online. I just want to know what the people who have been playing it forever think. So for example, like Slanesh players who just loved the demon model has been playing with the GHB rules, before their battle tome came out. And like, they're obviously excited, because why wouldn't you be? But the fact that when the book dropped, all of them universally went, what do you mean you didn't change the summoning points? That's when something has gone horribly wrong, when like the people who have actually had hands-on experience are like, oh yeah.
The summoning points got better.
Did they?
Yeah. I don't think mortal wounds or something like that. Like they changed it. The summoning got better. from the.
I think I was talking about the cost list more than like how they accrue, but yeah.
Oh, understood. Yeah, there's a couple things they can change to make everything more expensive.
So, yeah. That's what I mean. We're like, even like with Flesh Eater Quartz, like those things dropped, and all the Flesh Eater Court players were like, "Oh yeah, we know how to use these, 100%."
If we got some more responses for broken and whatnot.
Yeah.
The new terrain placement for the Nexus is really weird, and I wonder how tournaments will handle that placement. That doesn't apply to this, but that is a good statement, Colin. I assume they will. Hopefully, they'll in the FAQ they'll give some rules for tournaments. But until then, I think you set up after. And I believe Tom said that they're like terrain things going forward will kind of have that rule, which I'm not a huge fan of. Okay, we got Grant Jacobson. If the game is unbroken, it means that both of the players get to play a game of AOS. Thus, anything that breaks that is broken. Okay.
So anything that prevents a game from being played between.
It depends on the players, because, for instance,
I would play stuff that's broken.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going to kill you, and then you wouldn't get to go if it was your turn. But if, hey, say you moved your whole army back 2 inches, and you were out of my range, and then, hey, there wouldn't be a broken game then, because you'd get to go. Okay. I think it's when there's no meaningful counterplay with a reasonable opposing army. An example would be Grissagor versus an army without shooting or magic. They are just going to get eaten. That is true. Grissagor can be pretty brutal.
Well, and that's when you get to the question of what's reasonable, though, because if your faction has shooting and magic, but you choose not to bring it.
Yeah, but also like
reasonable. Yeah.
Like you say, you're playing against Khorne.
Okay.
Which
that's a great example. Yeah.
Shooting and magic. But you do have a lot of like cheap units. You can chaff up your guys, and then the Grissagor would chew them up, and then you do a counter charge and kill their Grissagor. Then they kill you when they die,
and you win. That's all. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with Omniphage on that one. It's not broken if you have an unfortunate matchup due to lopsided choices. Yeah, so you go with your shoot cast all into shooting and having just a few.
I'm not undefeated with my shoot cast. I lose.
That's what I mean. Yeah, so like you've made a choice to go lopsided, leaning heavy into one specific thing.
I'm like very gatekeeper army. If you're not prepared, I'm going to beat you. It's like I ask questions. Can you handle this much shooting? And if you say yes, I'm going to lose. A lot of people aren't prepared for that. And so all of last year and this year, like I just rode people not. I got so high because people just were like, oh, crap, I wasn't thinking about this. Yeah. I wasn't thinking you were going to be able to shoot twice and do this and that, teleport around.
I was expecting some of the guns, but not all of the guns. That's an interesting one. Yeah, I mean, my thing is I tend to make lists where I lean heavily into one mechanic. So just because I like the models, right? It's just like, oh, this model's cool. I want a bunch of them, right? It's not about spam. It's just I like.
Like, give me an example. What army you do that with?
Say what?
Because to me, like, you don't make lists. You just get models randomly, and then that's your army. Well, you find a deal. I'm like, oh, look what I got.
That's true. That's pretty much my downfall. It's that I build versus off of convenience.
But now, like playing your orc armies, the war clans, it's like you have everything because there's not a lot of variety.
Yeah, it is true. I wanted to talk about that a little bit. So, like, I had a weird thing this week. It happens every once in a while where I get that itch where I want to trade and sell an army. And I was actually going to take your Flesh Eater Quartz.
Yep.
And then y'all in the group kind of talked me off the cliff of everything. I was just like, you know what, man? I got these Iron Jaws, and they're freaking cool. I'm just going to play them.
Yeah, they're great looking. And you got Nergal, too. You don't forget. We're already forgetting Nergal.
Oh, yeah. Nergal's dead.
The army you'll get rid of is Tau.
Say that again?
I think the next army that you're going to get rid of is Tau.
Nah, it's probably going to be Death Guard.
Oh, okay. Well, it'll be a 40K one.
Yeah.
You don't need two 40K armies. What? How many games you play with Ben?
I know, right? Well, who am I trying to show off to?
Yeah, man. I thought I was your friend. This is some. All right.
Let's see. This depends on how players define what an AOS game is. From what Doug says, it's if he and his opponent are having fun. From Jack's example, he considers the meta part of the game. In terms of like rules and that kind of stuff. I would agree with that. I mean, I think the first, I don't know, maybe a year and a half of AOS. I didn't actually finish most games because people got frustrated where they didn't like it. And I was like, let's just stop and get a drink. Hang
Yep.
out.
That was the thing that made me I was about to say fall in love. Made me like, oh, I really dig this guy. Because AOS, I'll say it now. I've said it since I started playing AOS. This game can be very unfun. It has a lot of potential to be unfun.
Mm-hmm.
Like the game is my least. I like the game. I'm not gonna say it used to be my least favorite part of the hobby. Like I loved hanging out, meeting Doug and Brent and Shu, and hanging out, modeling, doing hobby hangs.
Yep.
Even painting a little bit. But it's like sometimes you play the game like, oh, that sucked. Or I can tell you this, going to tournaments and playing with somebody where you feel like you just got cheated.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing. Where you're like, word? Because I won a tournament, 3-round tournament a couple weeks ago. My second round, it was one of those games that I was like, man, this doesn't feel right. And you're like, oh, really? It does that? And then that's why it's lucky enough you have these phones, and you just look up, and it was just like a round and a half later, and I looked something up, and I'm like, damn, that thing does that good? Okay. And I look it up. He was given something a -1 to hit in shooting, and an extra save that it didn't have. I was like, hey, why was that thing -1 to hit, and why did it have a 3-up save? It was like, oh, did you change the war scroll? And I'm like, that was such a big thing. I ended up losing that game. And I was like, that was such a big thing. And I was like, and I was pissed. I was like irritated. I'm like, damn. Because like, oh, we can go back and do this. And I was like, no, it's all right.
It's
whatever.
done.
And it was like, it's already done. It would be way too much to go back and do. And the coolest thing happened after he won. He came up to me 10 minutes later. He's like, you know what? I don't feel comfortable about that. It's your win. I forfeit. And I was like, well, and I took it because I was like, it was a big game changing thing. But I've come across a thing where I felt I got slow played.
Mm-hmm.
Across a thing where I saw the pips were a 4, and he was like, oh, it was a 5. And I was like, no, it was a 4. He's like, no, it was a 5. And he picked it up already. And I'm like, in my head, I know that was a 4. And if I was you, I'd want it to be a 5 too and make that save.
Yep.
And it's like, man, I got to make a stick out of this. I don't want that. I just want to have fun. And so that's the stuff that you can come across in competitive stuff. We're like, oh man, I got to worry about people cheating.
Mm-hmm.
So that can be a thing where you have to. All right. No, but like 90% of the games I played, I hadn't had that problem. Just a couple kind of things where you're just like, man, that sucks.
Yeah, and honestly, we have such a small community. I feel like most folks, like I've been warned. I go to like 2 events last year, and people were like, "Hey, you playing this guy? Just keep an eye out for this." You know what I mean? We're just like, I'm not in this. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and like then we get this whole kind of, there'll be rumors about people in this whole community, like, oh, this guy does this, and this guy does, and it could be an accident. He didn't know he did this.
Yep.
But everybody talks trash about him. Oh, watch him because he rolls dice like this, and like he didn't know he was rolling wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
But people don't know.
Yep. Yeah, I always assume ignorance first, and then move from there.
Oh, Doom of Darkness. For those exact reasons I stated, this is why he stopped competitive play last year. Where it's just like, yeah. Some people want a little too much from Warhammer. I agree wholeheartedly. Playing in tournaments to have fun? Ha! I mean, like the people are fun.
Yeah.
The people are amazing, man. I've made some really good friends at tournaments, and it's cool when you like And I'm not saying like part of it is the YouTube channel because this is where I meet people who dig what we do.
Yep.
We meet them at a tournament, like, oh, you're Jack from Nergal. I'm like, yeah, man, and you get to know people that way. And yeah, we share a Discord. You know what the Discord is?
It should be in the links down below. If it's not, it is.
I'm on there, but I'm an old man, so I never check it. But,
first, you open up Internet Explorer.
Yeah, the Doug is the king of the Discord. I forget I have it. I'm like, oh yeah. And I check it every like 2 months, and I got all these messages. I feel like a jerk. But yeah.
Yeah, I know. What it is cool though is that if you go to an event and you do meet the other person who's just like you, looking for a fun time. Like when I went to that event over at MLB Games, my second round was against Nighthaunt. That was my Stormcast, and he had Lady Ollander and I had the Celestant Prime, and it was that same weekend that Forbidden Power was coming out. I had the big picture of Lady Ollander and Celestant Prime punching each other in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dude, let's make this happen. And so, yeah, we both played in weird ways to orchestrate an event that had a Celestant Prime versus her, and I was just like, this is the best. Like he got my favorite opponent vote. Yeah, it was a good time. So when you bump into those people, it's like really special.
Yeah.
Atomic Topher says he doesn't have an AOL online disc, so does he need that to download Discord?
Oh my gosh. This is brutal. This is brutal. Oh, NAACP. This is awful.
Oh, I love it.
Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton.
Oh yeah, I gotta getting the whole band back together.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. I was trying to explain AOL discs to someone the other day. Not easy.
First catch a pigeon. Second, you're gonna need some papyrus. Oh my gosh! I'm never giving OmniPhage credit for an idea he has. I'm just stealing them.
I'll do it all. OmniPhage is awesome.
Nope, I'm stealing anything he says. It's gonna be a Jack original after this.
If only YouTube had a way to make people top fans like Facebook does or whatever.
Okay, let's see. Speedja Poet, we were talking about a mixed orcs and goblins list. Doable? Question mark. I've asked Doug on another stream. Don't have the answer. Going GA destruction. I mean, like everything. What do you want out of it? It'll be fun, you know. Like I was thinking about Gordrak, his +1 to hit for destruction stuff. I was saying earlier, and I think that would go well with Mangler Squigs. Mm-hmm. Like Loon Boss on Mangler Squid, because there's so many attack profiles, and if you give each one of those a +1, because it hits everything. I think it might be nice to ally in some if you're playing like Iron Jaws or you know, any of the new Orc War Clan stuff, and then just ally and Gloom Spikes. That might be the way to go.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think allying is definitely better.
We're talking about green skin goblins. I think it's my way. Yeah, don't do that. I think you can go against a greenskins army and let them go like 3 turns in a row, and you'd still have a good chance of beating them.
Boom! Look at that. Number 2 knocked out.
Jack Original is also a cocktail that's stirred with a saber-toothed cat. Oh my god, this is brutal.
I love it. I love the savagery.
Oh my gosh. See, I don't even know nothing about OmniPhage. Can't even make a comeback. I'm like, I don't know where he lives. Don't even.
Okay, what else we got? Let's see. So many of these vehicles we can knock out in a day. What's with the Tau stuff? I got this. I shared in my last hobby haul, but
nobody watches it. videos.
I know they have the lowest views of anything, but
You just want lore, man.
I know. But my brain melts if I do nothing but lore videos.
They'll be coming out with these videos. I watch them because I'm his friend, but I'm like, hey, man.
Don't give me pity views.
I'm like, come on, man. What happened to everywhere, dude?
Oh my gosh.
Just tell me. You know you read it.
I ain't telling you nothing. You gotta watch the video like everybody else. You think you're special? Let's see. So yeah, sorry, the Tau. Yeah, I got some guy was like clearing out a whole bunch of them, and I was like, you know what? I've always liked the models. I like the actual like the old school paint scheme, not the white armor plates that they have now. I like this, and I have Death Guard, but I'm not deeply passionate about them. I got them mainly because they're cheap because they're a starter box army, and so I was like, you know, if I'm gonna do 40k, which I do not play a lot of, I might as well play stuff that I like the look of. So I decided to go with this. I'm gonna sell off the Death Guard, I think, and yeah.
Cool.
That's the plan.
You have stuff that you can play in Kill Team?
Yeah, I do.
Cool.
Which is probably a great way to start. Those yellow bone reapers look good. Or look weird.
Oh, I got some stuff. The Omniphage. He's a gay Englishman from the north. Pretty sure there's something there. Okay, I got you now. What's your real name?
I swear to God, Jack, if you get my channel tagged for being like a hate crime,
don't make those in our personal chat. Jesus.
I'm just messing with you.
What an old man! I'm an old man. Old people make gay jokes. That's
oh my gosh.
Eddie Murphy Raw. People talk about Eddie Murphy coming back to do comedy. I'm like, go watch the commercials. They don't stand up.
I only need that YouTube video like reports like your channel's been flagged.
Yeah, man, you don't want to say the old special character's name.
Yeah.
What is that? Newcastle? You from Newcastle? That's up north, I think. I know about as much about 40k as I know about England, just a little bit.
Okay. Do my panel outlines on this guy. And the chat takes a dark turn. Nah, it's all good. We're adult enough to joke and still respect. Let's see. How many Tau troops do I have? I think somewhere like in the 30-ish range of like the basic infantry dudes. I have a few of the old broadsides and old crisis suits, which I'm kind of on the fence on. I might put those up for someone who like wants to collect the old stuff up for, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not yet, Jeremiah, but I will see the Dolbot movie. I just haven't sat down to watch anything lately.
I'm the same way. I've been watching, like, I just, if it's not in podcast form where I can listen to while I do something else, I just don't.
At work, I listen to a lot of stuff. I'll listen to movies. I'll listen to a lot of audiobooks. I'm on my fourth listen/read. It counts as reading, right? If you listen to it over the Wheel of Time, because the series is coming out in 2021. And big fan of the series. Read it when I was a teenager, and read it a couple times since then.
How old is it?
Pretty close to Newcastle. Okay. What's that? The first book came out in 1990, and I think the last book came out in like 2011 or 2014. It was the main author. He died, I think, in like 2010.
Okay.
And so, but then Brandon Sanderson, he finished the last two books, I believe.
Cool.
Very good stuff. It can be like I'm on the 7th book, which kind of is starting with the slog because there's like 14 books.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a stretch where like, God, man, he's just writing to be writing now.
So, kind of related. Like, so one time when I was in high school, my friends all decided we're all gonna watch all of the Star Wars movies back to back to back to back, just like in one sitting. And what we didn't account for was the fact that like that means by the time when we started, 3 o'clock in the morning is the scene where he's getting training from Yoda, which is the slowest, quietest slog ever. And it just made me think of that. I had a little flashback there where you're just like, I hate this idea.
I get, yeah, do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah,
Let's keep going. Okay, I can't lift the ship. You can lift the ship. Come on, come on.
exactly.
I gotta go get my sister and my friends. Bye.
Oh,
I'm a Jedi
Mashak,
Master in
it's
like
his
2
head in
days.
the helmet. Oh,
2.5 weeks, I become a Jedi Master. All right.
exactly. Yep. Yeah, I learned how to kill a guy who's been doing this for 30 years. Okay, cool.
Yep. Who are we talking about now? Armies most need. Oh, army most need in a battle line if. Ooh, that's very good. I'll go with KO. KO because they only have one battle line, so they need more.
So I
Agree.
But for the sake of discussion, I want to think of something else. What do Seraphon have for a battle line if?
Seraphon Skinks are battle line if Seraphon.
Okay.
And then I think Guard are battle line and Warriors are battle line and Knights are battle line. So they actually have a lot of battle line.
Okay.
Things I would like to see if you have like a Lord Celisant on Dracoth, if that made Dracoth battle line, or maybe if you have a Knight Azeros or a Knight Venator as your general, then like Prosecutors became battle line. I would just love Prosecutors to be battle line. Just because I take Liberators as my battle line just because they're the cheapest. But if there could be cheaper ones, I would take those.
I said that before, where it's just like if you have a cavalry option, there should be a way to make that cavalry battle line. I don't see.
Oh, that's a good question. A unit that should be battle line for each army, or maybe if we just some we can think of. I think Prosecutors should be battle line.
I think the Paladors should be battle line if.
Which one's Paladors?
It's the guys in the back of the Griff Charger.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, especially if you have a Lord Aquila as your general.
Yeah, because they hit like a wet towel.
Ungol Raiders is battle line. I don't know that much about Beast Call Raiders. Beast Chaos.
The thing is that they're annoyingly.
That'd be dope, Dr. V.
Yeah, Gunhauler would be great. What else? Battle line if. Those are the big ones I can think of. Most of the death stuff, the units you're going to take a lot of are already battle line.
Cool. It's weird, like you're thinking and you can't think of anything. Like, what armies are in AOS? I don't know.
I know. I was just thinking that.
What if like a Tree Lord Agent was your battle line, and then you could take Tree Lords as or Tree Lord Agent was your general, then take Tree Lords as battle line, and then they lose the Behemoth keyword? That would be cool. I like that. I like more stuff losing the Behemoth keyword under certain circumstances.
Oh yeah, I agree, because you should always be able to take your big toys. Yeah, big fan of that direction they've been going.
Ooh, yeah, Dracos and Stormcast.
Yep. What else?
Ooh, Carnosaur battle line if General rides Carnosaur. I just wish, I agree that I wish they had, like this guy, the dragon, right? I got 2 different heads I can take and 2 different necks and whatever. And so there's that slight difference. So not everything is the same because my brother has, I think he has 3 or 4 Carnosaurs, and we had them all lined up. And it's just, they all are facing the same way off to the side. And I was just like, oh man, it's too samey.
Yeah.
I just wish there was a little difference there. But that'd be cool.
Let's see. You know who doesn't have enough battle line options? Cities of Sigmar.
Oh my gosh.
They only have all of them. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, a lot of folks will say, like, oh, Stormcast Eternals, they're not in a bad place, and they're not. They're not.
They're not.
No. But the thing is, I found when I was playing mine, I couldn't build the kind of list that I wanted to because of battle line restrictions, and also battalions. Like, I don't think they have very compelling battalions.
You didn't have the models, dude.
Huh?
You didn't have the models.
What are you talking about? I had plenty of stuff.
Plenty of random stuff. Are you talking about the first time or the second time? Yeah, Doug has played Stormcast twice. Thank you, Dr. V.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you so much. It's very kind of you.
5 of that's mine, Doug.
Whatever, man. You're a guest on my show.
Oh my gosh. Me and Doug came up with the idea that we do you want to share?
It's your idea. Go for it, man.
Yeah, we want to do a call-in show. So we'll get a phone that people can call in throughout the world or whatever. And we'll take calls and talk about AOS and a little bit of 40K and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
That is the idea that we have. So it would be me and Doug.
Mm-hmm.
We try out like once a week, probably on the weekend sometime. And, 2-hour show where we have take calls from people. You have a topic of the day. Right now we're just spitballing, but I think that would be a lot of fun.
It'll be like
Doom and Darkness.
Be like back in the day, calling Miss Cleo for your fortune. Cost you
$30
$30 a minute.
Some really hot takes on
Exactly. Call me now.
Oh, that's garbage.
What?
The garbage awful show. The broken and awful show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Talk shoot is...
Why the topic of the day? Why Slanesh should be banned. Oh my gosh.
You're trying to get me in trouble.
Oh, thank you. TalkShoe is a great app for live call streaming. Thank you. Let me write that down.
Yes, please do. Because
TalkShoe. And it has shoe in it. I know a guy named Shoe.
It's kind of his whole mystique and identity.
Word. Additional topic. Jack is old. Shut up, Tom.
Exactly. At what age do you have to start playing historical war games?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I hope you get invaded by Scotland. Hope they revolt for how your ancestors treated them. And Gingerhead Scotland.
Hope you get bit by Brexit. And he walks away.
English insults. Yeah, my gosh.
I hope you find that mug of tea unsatisfying.
Oh my God. I text myself things. That's not old. I did it as a comedian. I text myself jokes.
Just to remind yourself of how funny you are.
No, it's like you think of ideas sometimes. You're like, I don't have a pad. You just text yourself. Pops up.
I just imagine you like
stuff, and then be like, man, what the hell was I thinking?
Just imagine you like alone at night, like just right before you go to bed, looking at your phone, and be like, ha ha, still got it. You make yourself laugh.
Sketch idea. Building models, and you can't find the right piece, and the piece ends up being a different box. You ever been like, where the hell is 37? And you're looking around, you're looking at everything, and whatever. Not all of them are gems, whatever.
Spezia, don't tell him.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my gosh. Everybody's taking shots and no apps exist. Then I'll run out of data. No. Whatever. It works. All right. Signal boost. Question. How would Jack and Doug build an Elf Wonders to be primary damagers? Ooh, I would take Sisters of the Watch. Oh, Mogwai Man already beat me to it. But I was going to say that before I saw you said that. Because those things are brutal. They do mortal wounds on 6s. You do have the as far as getting objectives and teleporting around the Shadow Warriors. That they're really good.
Yep.
I'm reading something else. So yeah, Sisters of the Watch as far as damage dealing is nice. Get some big fat units of those. And if you're playing, if you just want Wanderers, but if you're playing Living Cities, see, I'm building this guy, this is Spirit of Earthu, and I'm going to run him in Living Cities because he has a shooting attack and you can do that melt away. But you don't have to melt away. You can always melt forward. Hey, it's Doug.
Hey.
God, your haircut, dude.
I know. Sorry, I was doing something on my screen and I accidentally hit the wrong button and made the... There we go.
Classic vintage human. Well, thank you, Speeja.
You have said that name like 8 different ways this entire stream.
No, he spelled it out.
Oh.
He said it's Speeja, like Ja Rule. So Speeja Poet.
See, that's funny. I've been saying Spetja forever.
I think I got it right. Yeah, he says Speejah. Speeja.
I will give you $10 if you say that I am right. However you pronounce your name.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
I swear to God, at this point, I've considered trying to move an hour north, wear a kilt, and swear blind. I've lived. Swear blind. That's a slang term I haven't heard before. And swear blind. I've lived in Scotland for years. Okay.
Let's see.
How close are you to the Games Workshop like hub? What city are they in, Doug? You know,
They are in Nottingham.
Are you close to Nottingham, Omniphage?
Curious. You know, it's so weird. Like when I hear, I'm sorry, this is not super interesting on my side, but when you hear people like talk, like they look on a map, it's just like in Seattle where it's like that doesn't look far away, and then no, they're actually quite. it's a huge distance.
Like, well, it's 3 hours away. Okay, ain't
Yeah.
that close. Ain't that close. Have you ever been there to play a tournament or anything?
I would love to go.
Yeah, I want to go too. I want to go to. I'm gonna try to sneak on to Team America next year.
America. Yeah, dude. How does that work? I don't understand how.
You have to submit. I didn't know. I thought they just picked people, but you have to submit. My buddy Jeremy V. I was talking to him about it. And it's just like it's you got to be good, man. Those guys are trying to go to the or the homeland of GW, you know, the Warhammer. Those guys know what they're doing over there.
Yeah, I've heard they played the game a few times.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let me see here. Okay. Sorry about that. I just had to respond to something on my computer was being a little funny. I'm back in it now. Where am I at?
Now you have to answer to.
I'm say these guys are coming along. I'm digging them. I love all the Tau vehicles. They're just so cool looking. Nice and sleek. Let's see. It's Speeja. Oh, wait, here we go. If you're going classic Italian, Spezia. Yeah. Yeah. And then he spoke some Italian that I'm assuming it's Italian. I have no idea. Right on. Oh man, you coming along? He's all like upright. dig it. Do you like building models? Or I mean, I hate it. I despise building models.
I like building big models. It's a lot of fun when they're big. But like I have a bunch of unbuilt free guild handgunners or crossbows, whatever I want to make. But I'm not. I hate painting and building battle line.
Oh, really? That's actually my favorite part.
And it's like you gotta have them, but I'm like, oh man, I want to build big stuff. And
do the 9 Steam Tank list.
like I'm working on this guy. I'm trying to make a Durthu, but having birch, and so I'm not sure. It looks okay, but I'm thinking maybe I need to do another like a null oil wash and then a contrast white over it, because this contrast white is really good. I definitely recommend anybody putting white stuff on. Contrast white is great.
Oh, the apothecary white.
Yes, I'm a big fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool, but it just looks like it's.
Yeah.
I did a lot of airbrushing on it. I don't know if I'm sold on it though.
I get that. Is it like me and my blue scheme for the orcs where I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I had to figure it out. Took a few iterations.
Ooh. I like Nick Torano. I think the J is the H sound. Converted his hand cutters into Durden. That's cool. I was thinking about maybe getting some of the high elf stuff and putting handguns in their hands.
That'd be cool.
But we'll see. I definitely dig my free guild guys because they're the same. It's all they share the same paint scheme, so it's really cool. So they share the same paint scheme with my Stormcast. So it's like they're in my own city, which is when I'm playing at tournaments is from Hish because I need that Aether Quartz brooch. Yeah. But it can be from, it's my own city. So if I want to play it as Living City, hey, I'm playing it as Living City. I want to play it as, the thing is, I have this black dragon, but I kind of want it to be like an albino dragon, but it's a black dragon.
The albino black dragon.
It's an albino black dragon. That's what I'm thinking I want to do. I want an albino black dragon.
I love it. His name is Blanco.
I know Living Cities has to be from Marin, but my city, when I'm playing from Storm, it can be from wherever. It travels around. You don't know me.
Dang. You don't know where I'm from. You don't know where I've been. I'm from the streets.
I have not tried the Griff Charger Gray. They're pretty good. I'm going to Griff Charger Gray into Dawnstone. Ooh, okay. I'm going to have to pick that up. Thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah, let me know how it goes.
I like the Achillean Green. That's one of my favorite ones too. But it's like not a lot of stuff needs that.
That's the thing, yeah. I've struggled to find a use for it, but I love the way it looks.
Yeah. Has anybody gotten Forgery World stuff from like AliExpress, like the Reforged stuff? I've tried it a couple times, and honestly, I gotta say, man, I'm just gonna buy this real stuff, which we all should be. I'm like, I'll just buy the real stuff.
I only ever did once. It was with the Rogue Idol. I probably
Yeah. Like, I didn't realize what it was, but I'm like, yeah, I'll just buy the real stuff.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Check eBay for deals first, but you want to support the company and whatnot.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Totally.
Oh yeah, it's like you can definitely tell though. Like, it's like, it's not good.
No, it's one of those things where it's like, well, yeah, it's half the price, but I also feel like it's less than half the quality.
Yeah. true.
You
That's
know, I
true.
was like, well, that's you got me there, mean guy.
Oh man, I was like, oh look at this. But I had I bought a Balthazar Gelt because I had one and it just got misplaced. And I have this idea for my Huracanum. My Huracanum, I want it to be pulled by a Dracoth instead of the horse,
That's cool.
and I want to have the wizard on top because it was originally for my Stormcast army. Back in first edition, when the Huracanum could buff up long strikes, and I was doing mortal wounds on 5s instead of 6s, and so I had one of those, and I would run Aether Strike Force, and I wanted to have the Balthazar Gelt wizard model because I felt it looked kind of like he looks like a Stormcast. You know, he looks like he's like the original Stormcast guy because he has a helmet thing. And so I cut him in half, and I was gonna green stuff him on top of a wizard body, so he'd be the wizard on top, and then it'd be pulled by a Dracoff, and it would be my Stormcast Huracanum. I still want to do that, and so I do have instead of going out and buying another Balthazar Gelt model, I got the Forgery World one.
Yeah. No, I likely want to get, but also there's just not a lot of stuff that I even like from Forge World, to be honest with you. Like, what's a good example? Was that Sail the Faithless that I got from you? Was that from them, or was that? Cause I didn't buy that one.
Oh yeah, that was. I didn't realize that was recast.
Oh, okay, someone sold like it was real. Okay.
And I was like, oh wow, they're way cheaper on here on eBay. Like, oh, you can get the sale for $7. I had no idea what.
I was curious because like it just all the I don't know. It just all the detail I feel like is very sharp and very abrupt, whereas like with plastics you can get something that's a lot smoother and cleaner looking.
Yep. I learned my lesson. I didn't know. You know, at first it was ignorance, then it was like, ooh, then it was like, oh, there's a reason.
Yeah. That's how it goes. So if anyone accuses me of being a shill, just know. I tried other stuff and I hated it. So
but there's like stuff that I want that Forge World doesn't produce anymore. That kind of sucks. I was looking at the old Empire Command sets.
Yeah.
They don't sell anymore. I was like, oh, these look great. I would love to have them.
When I so a patron a while back sent me a copy of Tomerkin's Horde when I did that lore week for them. And all of the Empire stuff in that book, I was just like, this sounds incredible. I would love it, and they don't sell it anymore. And I was just like, no.
Yeah. What was the book called again?
Tomerkin's Horde.
Yeah, you did a bunch of lore videos for that.
Yeah.
Where's the link gonna be?
Oh, in the description down below, but then I won't put it in the description down below because I forget all the time.
All right, night, noob, and darkness.
Good night. It's like
or morning, or you're off.
Day for he's probably taking a lunch break.
Yeah. Get back to work, sir.
Exactly. I think he's a geologist.
Oh, cool.
And the only geologist I know from like pop culture is Randy from South Park. So I assume his life is just like that.
Yeah. That is my favorite South Park character. Randy.
Yeah, me too. I honestly I don't watch the show very much anymore, but like if
Randy's
I see a meme or a GIF with him, I'm like, okay, I'll watch this. This is good. It's so funny that I reached a point where I relate more to the parents in that show than the kids. I'm just like, oh man.
Yeah,
man, Omniphage is still roasting you, my friend.
Oh my gosh.
You got to go out to England, challenge him.
This is a BS, man.
Gonna get harassment suits from my guests. What are you bringing tomorrow night when we play?
City stuff,
Cool.
maybe.
What stuff do you have? I know you have a ton, but I don't know what's built up.
And most of my stuff's on square bases. I might just bring like a corn. Corn's nice and simple.
Okay. Yeah, I don't care about bases. You do you. When I was doing Mox Weekly, there was a guy who came in every once in a while, and he's like, "Yeah, I haven't played in a long time," and yeah, he had a beautiful Empire army that was all in the wrong. That was on square bases, and I was like, "Will you guys let me play here?" And I was like, "Dude, come on, man, this is awesome."
No.
Yeah. Only if you promise that you'll rebase them tonight after we leave.
All right. So what do you think, Doug? Open mouth or closed mouth for my dragon? Or it's not all the way closed. Is wide open or kind of?
I say wide open.
Yeah, mostly living cities, but I do like the Anvil Guard just because that one spell.
Yeah.
I love that spell.
And how does that work when you just don't get a save?
You don't have an armor save. You don't have an armor save. I cast it through my portal, bam, then I shoot at that unit, wipe it off. That's so good.
How does that work with Nighthaunt?
And make them have a 0 save.
Okay.
Because Nighthaunt has a save, they just can't be rendered.
Well,
now
no,
they have.
It says you can't modify a save.
Huh?
It says you can't modify a save.
Oh, but yeah, I thought, yeah, that's a good question.
It doesn't say it ignores
But,
it.
how does the Anvil Guard spell work against Nighthaunt?
Yeah, if you know, let me know. Man, you're supposed to know these things.
I'm going with closed mouth.
That's why I have you on this show, man. Just to be a reference for all rules questions.
Oh, I thought you just had me on to be a punching bag for Omnithieves.
Oh man. This is the kind of quality I get for having the 12th person on ITC. Okay, I got someone checking the wording. No, I'm so excited for our game just to not record and just kind of chill. Maybe go get an alcoholic beverage from Mox next door, or the place next door. Let's see. Okay, momentarily I will be able to get 3 vehicles done. That is awesome. Yeah, I just want to keep playing the Iron Jaws, figure out how to get them to work, so I can actually remember my rules. Got my
Assembling models is kind of like when you get IKEA furniture. It takes a lot longer than you think it's going to take.
Oh, every time. I hate building. That's exactly why. Yeah.
Oh, man, I'll get this done before tomorrow, and I'll take it tomorrow. I'm like, oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
This takes way too long.
Take this guy, have a great time with him, and then, like, an hour later, you're going to be cussing. One thing I do wish that GW did like IKEA, though, was give every model, like, a fun name. Like, this is, if you go to IKEA, it's like, nobody ever has bought a table from IKEA. They've bought Bjorn,
Uh-huh.
The name table. I think that'd be fun for G-dubs.
So the chat is saying, okay, until the start of your next hero phase, they have a save characteristic of dash. So the spell does not positive or negative affect the save modifier. It changes the characteristic. Spell should work. Ethereal applies to rend. Okay. Boom.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. The only reason I ask is because like people freaked out about Drakfoot ignoring Ethereal, but it's also a faction that doesn't have Rend, and then you have a spell that just makes it a non-issue.
Yep.
I was just curious as to why. I don't know. I mean, I'm painting up my Bone Splitters as Drakfoot. Maybe,
cool.
do we have any Nighthaunt player? Oh yeah, we have Gonzalez, right? Joseph? No, Alex Gonzalez. Yeah, I thought it was Joseph for a second.
Dirk, he's a good player as well. He's a Nighthaunt.
Okay. I'll go ruin their days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we also got like Phoenix Temple, anything with the extra save.
Oh, that's true. I forgot. Yeah, I always forget the second part of that where it's anything that has a save after the save.
Yep. Got that Rogue. Are you bringing Rogue out tomorrow?
I can.
Ooh, you should bring him.
I just bring what I have and we can put together a big wall army or something like that.
Cool.
That's the thing is, yeah, I'm in a mad dash to get some Bone Splitters and some Iron Jaws ready. Like I want to be able to run them both separately and together. That's the ultimate
Awesome.
goal.
That's 3 armies right there.
Yeah. And I had my little freak out where I wanted to buy other stuff, and now I'm like, no, I'm recommitted. I'm in this.
Come on, you're not going to do a video making a Warlord?
You know what, Jack?
And have people interview, some of the best players on Earth, interview them?
You know what,
Then
Jack?
sell the army for $2?
Friendship over. I learned my lesson. Don't get people's hopes up by falling in love with an army.
Or you can not get people's hopes up by saying you're going to do bat reps and do one. And like, I'm good.
I'm painting the terrain, man.
Looks like you're painting tile that nobody cares about.
You know what, man? No, actually, I just been waiting for a good day to prime. I'm hoping to do it tomorrow. When I'm home, I think it's supposed to be kind of a little bit of sun tomorrow, I think. But
I don't even know what makes a good day to prime. You need an airbrush, man. You can prime it anytime you want.
I don't want an airbrush. I know that I should.
You need a wet palette and an airbrush.
Oh my gosh.
Vince is very disappointed in you.
Well, he's more disappointed in the way I base things. Actually, I think he was pretty happy with how I did the Nergal.
Yeah, and you tapped out of that army so fast.
I still have it. I'm probably going to finish it, and then at some point, honestly, sell it to raise funds to go to an event, like not. I was thinking Nova, or maybe Adepticon.
Oh, Adepticon will be fun.
Yeah. It's my painting project, Army. I'm just saying.
It's the first time you said you're going to sell it, though. It's gone.
I've been thinking it.
Oh my gosh. And it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My hobby is the South Park meme, and it's gone.
And it's gone. Oh, yeah. You got the ferryman.
I mean,
oh,
if you have followed the Discord that we're in the last 48 hours, it has been me going, I'm thinking about starting Flesh Eater Courts. And it's gone. Like that idea was shot down. I'm thinking, I got these awesome Ossiarch Bone Reapers, and it's gone.
Oh my gosh. The Deluge, man. You can't sell the Deluge, man. What's going on?
Why not?
The Deluge. It's such a great idea.
Omniface says, once you've said it, it's not unthinkable.
You crossed that line.
Exactly. I feel good, man. We got
All done?
yeah, I got 3 of these bad boys done.
Awesome. We done?
I think yeah, I gotta hop off because we're gonna have a very, very late dinner here pretty soon.
We're good.
So anyway,
Okay.
thank you all so much for joining us in this little hobby hangout. Happy Halloween to everyone who still has to celebrate it. And yeah, anyway, have yourselves a wonderful night, and we'll catch you again real soon.